Do you want to see how Love Notions grew from a micro home side hustle to a respected and beloved independent sewing pattern company? If you've ever wondered how your favorite indie sewing pattern company came to be, this is the video to watch. I'm taking you through the key moments in Love Notions history, from our very first pattern release to the thriving sewing community we have today. Plus, at the end, I'll share a surprise that we haven't done in 5 years, and you are for sure going to want to take advantage of it.
Hi, Love Notions family. We have celebrated a lot of milestones together, haven't we? Well, today we're celebrating one as well, and I wanted to let you in behind the scenes because we're going to take a little bit of a trip down memory lane. And as we take that trip down memory lane, I think a lot of you can relate to why we are feeling the way we are right now. I just got out of my sister's house. Tammy, Love Notions pattern owner, is my sister, and she is taking my nephew, my only nephew, and her son and her last child to college. Tammy was preparing to say goodbye to Sam. She sewed up a band camp shirt for him to wear. He's actually going to be playing in the band at his college that she's taking him off to this weekend. And I just thought this shirt was such a great representation of the way, you know, for your kids, you just kind of want to wrap them up in a big hug. And as they go off and start to lead their own lives independently, it's always so wonderful to be able to have them be sent off in something that you made with your own hands. It's like giving them a hug all the time. So Sam is wearing a band camp shirt here. Tammy's wearing her Melody with her legato jeans. It kind of made me think of like seeing Sam, like since I've been able to see from the beginning, kind of made me think of Sam way back when he was modeling some of the kids' clothes from the very beginning at Love Notions, which was really cool. So here are a couple of pictures of Sam in his very early modeling days when he was just a little kid, modeling the Samson sweater or the dashing vest or the Vanguard kit. There's so many different little patterns that he had his hand in creating too. So we're really thankful for him and all he's done for Love Notions too. So she is going to be having an empty nest now, and we're all feeling a lot of feelings. And I'm sure I don't have any idea how that feels yet, but I think a lot of you can relate of that idea of this big milestone happening and processing it and dealing with it and being excited for it and new chapters and all of that amazing stuff. And, you know, I just am kind of noticing how sewing has kind of followed us all through some of our amazing life moments. So I thought it might be a good time to take a minute to sort of recap some of the milestones that Love Notions has gone through, how sewing in a lot of ways has carried us through. So I'm going to go through some important milestones in the Love Notions history, pattern releases, updates, things that we've done, retreats, expos, conventions, places where we've been able to meet customers, and launches of things we never thought we would do, but we did, all accomplishments that we've had. And at the end, we're going to talk about a special surprise that we have in store for our Love Notions family. So let's go through the Love Notions history, and as we talk about each milestone, notice some of the special patterns that we have that have kind of like coincided with those big important moments in our history. Here is a brief little recap of some of the important moments and milestones in the Love Notions history.
Love Notions was born in 2014. Tammy actually started this company as an evolution of her boutique handmade online children's clothing shop where she sewed her own original designs. Customers kept asking for the patterns she used so that they could sew their own, and so Tammy decided to transition from selling handmade clothes into selling digital patterns. The name comes from her eternal love of all sewing related items or notions. So in 2014, she released some of the very first patterns that you can still get today, like the Sloan sweater, but still focusing mostly on children's designs. Notice this is also the year that our fabulous Love Notions pattern support group took off and is still a home for many of us who sew. In 2015, Love Notions unlocked a whole new world by really expanding into ladies' patterns. It was such an exciting step for customers, offering designs that were both stylish and approachable so every sewist could feel confident making their own wardrobe. Do you remember the LuLaRoe craze during this time? Love Notions was able to help people sew their own easy to wear and comfortable clothes customized for their body and their preferences. And the release of the Laundry Day tee pattern was a prime example of that goal. Tammy was sewing and doing almost everything on her own from her own home studio, though she was able to hire our beloved Kelly for very part-time work, and this lovely lady is still our current customer service guru. 2016 brought one of our favorite traditions, and probably yours, Feature Friday. Every week, we shined the spotlight on a pattern, often with some fresh inspiration, some hacks, and updates. And it quickly evolved and became a cornerstone of our connection with you. We also added to our amazing brand ambassador team, and we added lots more easy to sew and wear patterns like Forte and Canyon Cardigan. Notice all of our amazing ambassadors. And during this time, we also focused on sharing the Laundry Day tee as a free pattern to get people the confidence they needed to start sewing their own clothes. By 2017, Love Notions was really gaining momentum. Our patterns were reaching sewists all over the world, and our support group was just buzzing with creativity, encouragement, and friendship. We were even getting written up in some important sewing magazines. This is also the year of the release of the best-selling Rhapsody blouse. In 2018, we had our very first Love Notions retreat. Meeting face to face with so many of you was just unforgettable. Sewing side by side, we were sharing stories and just beginning and creating relationships that went far beyond just fabric and thread. We had some amazing moments there at that retreat. During this time, also, Tammy is focusing on fit more. So she's got a couple of pants patterns that released, including a fitting workbook. And so accomplishing fit, not just sewing, but getting great fit was a huge goal during this time. And I joined the team in 2018 and wrote one of my first blog posts about maternity clothes. If I had to title the year 2019 for Love Notions, it would be Leveling Up. Because in 2019, Love Notions leveled up in a big way. We offered another bigger, more developed sewing retreat, and it actually sold out in just 2 minutes flat and was a tremendous success. Tammy did a little sewing room remodel for her home studio that she was quickly outgrowing. We updated the Love Notions logo, we added lots more amazing ambassadors to the team, and began the work of sizing updates for all Love Notions sewing patterns. And that was a massive undertaking now that there were almost 100 patterns in the collection. 2020 challenged all of us, but it also reinforced what sewing means to our lives, I think. We focused on making patterns accessible to everybody, every skill level, and every stage of life, and keeping our community connected through it all. We were able to move into our current workshop space, which gave us so much more room to dream bigger and do more in our sewing community. We also celebrated that milestone with a huge flash sale, something that at that time we thought we might never repeat. In 2021, we all kind of figured out together how to sew online. Now that we couldn't do our retreats because of COVID, we figured out ways to collaborate together. And one of those was sewing online with our workshop courses where you could take a class with us. We did that for the Metro Blazer and the Melody Dolman. We also worked on adding to our amazing ambassador team, having some fun activities like our Secret Sewist, our annual event. And we, of course, continued adding to our sizing for all patterns. 2022 was all about creating more ways to sew together, and it might be one of my personal favorite years as far as Love Notions milestones. We offered a variety of complete project kits that contain printed patterns, notions, and everything that you needed for several of our Feature Friday patterns. We were able to give away several amazing Baby Lock machines to celebrate side-wide sales, and we even dropped some huge milestone patterns. Aria button-down, and Legato jeans, which each had the first of our new on-demand courses housed on our website and there, ready and whenever you wanted help sewing some of our more complex patterns. Tammy also started quilting in this year, which is such a fun way to develop her craft from a slightly different angle. In 2023, we released some of our most loved new patterns and updates, blending a classic style with fresh designs to keep you full of sewing projects and lots of creativity. We continued adding to our blog and all of our resources with lots of hacks and info to help you be informed as you sew. We added to the pattern collection with lots of fun new designs. We started a new Textile Tuesday series where we offered discounts at fabric shops with lots of collaboration there. And we even collaborated with a quilt designer for a new quilted coat, Coda. And of course, we added to the team Jess Wilcox, who is our community manager. And we're so thankful for all that she does in our community. In 2024, I think we can call it the year of never say never, because we did a lot of things that we either weren't planning to do or that we had actually vowed never to do. For example, I started quilting. We even went to the Missouri Star retreat, which was so much fun. We went to a few more in-person events and created a community-developed pattern, the Chorus Drape Top and Dress. We also changed the Laundry Day Tee pattern from our freebie to the Classic Tee as our freebie and made a free sewing course to take you through any of the knit top patterns that we have, the Barrington Classic Tee and Laundry Day Tee. We also were so happy to add the Technique Tuesday event to our YouTube series with Noreen, who is just an absolute treasure. And Tammy created a swimsuit pattern with Clearwater with rave reviews. Now here we are in 2025, and I think we're blending the best of digital convenience with the joy of hands-on and in-person sewing. And we're finding new ways to learn, connect, and create together. You can see we've got our new printed patterns. We have about 10 in the collection. We actually went to the Sew Expo this year and taught classes and had a booth there, which was amazing. And this has really been a milestone year for us in more ways than one. And Tammy's youngest heading to college and makes us look back on everything with lots of gratitude for the years behind us and the excitement for all the sewing that's still to come.
So now that you know some of the history, the big surprise is that at Love Notions, we are doing a flash sale, which means it's just a 2-day sale, just Friday and Saturday, this weekend only, where you can get 50% off, half off everything digital at Love Notions. We haven't done one of these since we moved into our workshop space 5 years ago. That was a huge milestone for us, and we haven't done a 50% off sale off of all digital products at once since then. And you might notice that we have a couple little patterns that coincide with these moments. Maybe those will be inspiration for you as we have our 50% off flash sale. And maybe these are some oldies but goodies that you haven't thought of for a while that might make a great new addition to your pattern library. So thank you for celebrating with us. Thank you for walking through these milestones with us. So take advantage of that 50% off flash sale. The code is EMPTYNEST. And make sure that if you have some time, drop Tammy a line and give her some encouragement, give her some well wishes as she enters this new phase of her life. It's exciting, it's challenging, it's bittersweet, but it's how life works. And we are so thankful that sewing has been a part of it and that we have gotten to sew with you. See you later. Bye.